So, one complete failure of a mission later, we are back playing Darkest Dungeon. Again, post-recording things, so apologies if I'm not actually responding to what's happening on screen, and if my mouse cursor is indicating that I'm saying important things, I most likely am not. So, when we last left off, Kitsune and Tofu Boy are now overly stressed, and we don't have a way of actually clearing them in the sanatorium. We do get minor stress relief for not doing a lot, and occasionally, such as Marishin is actually doing now, as I'm about to realise, they will send themselves to go and they will send themselves into cloisters and things. Now, Marishin, annoyingly, I didn't want to, because he's actually one of my level 2 people. He suffers less stress in level 1 dungeons because he's level 2. And he's also one of my best guys at this stage. But I can't recruit him because currently, as I'm about to find out, he is in the Abbey, having decided to pray to a higher power. They will occasionally do this. It's quite rare, in fairness, but it can be helpful, provided you don't absolutely need them this moment. So anyway, we're back to here. Still needing things from the wheels, really, but I'm debating what to do here. I think next video I'm actually going to start doing a medium mission and at least show off what the campsite effects are and how they work. But for now, we want another short mission because, you know what, we need to kind of wipe away what happened with the last one. So on to the... I'm prepared for what lies below. Into the Warrens. Zelios as Plague Doctor. Actually, I'm debating Zelios versus Dylan here. And I decided on Dylan. Right, Musart, who I still need to name, actually. I should do that before I do the next video. I don't think I name him next time either. Little Debbie, and to lead the front line, tempted to bring a Shadowhawk. And do bring a Shadowhawk. I could have brought a Snoopy, I guess, but I decided to risk that. So Shadowhawk has about half a bar of stress at this stage. I think he's on... How much are you on? Probably about 60 plus stress at this stage. It's not a low amount by any stretch of the imagination. And we'll give you that. This Crusader item makes the stun effects more likely to happen. 30% scouting chance if the torch is below 51%, and 20% trap disarm. Both of those are useful effects, though of course we will want the torch to be high where possible. Can't upgrade any of his skills at this stage because he's currently level 0. Once he goes through this adventure, he'll be level 1. We can do some upgrades. But for now, we provision. And we go minimalist provision here. Now, we automatically get a dog treat. This is just because you have Handmaster. So we go 8 food, 1 shovel, 1 bandage, 1 key, 8 torches. This is what I consider the bare minimum. And I don't know why I'm looking at Holy Water. Possibly because of that altar. It might have been worth trying that. It might not have worked. So, welcome to the Warrens.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Perhaps. So, because this is we're in the middle again, we decided to go and clear out this area and just make sure there's no enemies down here. It's just room battles we have to worry about, and immediately we lose our torch, lose our shovel.
Blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
And an easy encounter against 2 weathers. So let's go and test out some abilities. First off, we have the Hound Rush.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Causes bleed, but also does a fair amount of damage. Marked, stunned, and resisted some effects. But it did suffer a lot of effects there as well. Anyway, more Torchlight. More Smiting.
Continue the onslaught.
And we gain some Virtue Points. Huzzah, any anti-stress when you've got more than 60 is always appreciated. In the room we go, and we find nothing.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Empty sack. And a trap. Unfortunately, we didn't know about that trap, and this causes us to use up our bandage. So unfortunately, 0 security from now. And in this room we find nothing. We actually could have gone the other way and ignored this, but generally speaking that's always a bad idea. So now we are backtracking, and we also suffer the first bout of hunger quite early, unfortunately. So along we go, and light the torch, and continue on our way back to the start point. Now this is new. I didn't know traps could appear on areas you've already explored. Thankfully, it is disarmed, and we gain 8 virtue points for our efforts. Huzzah, we are slowly becoming more sane. Even though we are backtracking, this does cause some minor stress damage. Also, exploring in general causes minor stress damage. And here is a cart of meat. The dinner card. Look, card of human remains. Let's rummage through the remains. And yes, some of the meat on the cart full of corpses looks edible. It's that sort of game, folks. It's that sort of game. About 1,000 gold we would take, but who would trust meat from that? And why does that not cause more stress? And yes, there's probably not pigs up there. Probably not. Anyway, we find some cultists. Friend for the old gods. More damage and we resist any push effects, and also manage to resist the... Resist that. Now, Blackjack has a stun effect, hence why I'm deciding to use it now on the person who has the Eldritch Stress incantations. Dazzling Light. I also go... Again, it's got a low hit rate, but actually I'm mostly using it for torch effects. I should probably upgrade that ability and just try and increase the accuracy on it. Anyway, given that I can only hit one of the targets with the Plague Grenade, I decided to go for the buff effect, and go for Zealous Accusation rather, and take them both down to about half health. For the Old Gods and more bleeding effects. Now, Houndmaster does have a self-heal, but again, without any bandages, I'm going to have to live with that. I also do have a Zelios who can heal that effect. And thus begins the stress or the incantation.
As the fiend falls.
Thus begins a slight recovery in stress. We're at 61. I should really have gone for the cure, but decided, you know what, we'll do a blight effect here. Dazzling Light. Brings up to the 3rd light level. And increased play, so that definitely kills. Lick Wounds, because we can heal 5 we can self-heal 5. Bulwark of Faith for a little torchlight.
Slowly.
And the cultist falls over.
This is how a life is taken.
And good news, we found ourselves another torch. Always good when we find that. That leaves us with 6, and I'm keeping the torchlight deliberately high at this stage, which causes some stress to Debbie. Bah. So again, we've gone through 4 rooms and haven't actually made a room encounter yet, so I know these 2 have to have something. And we get another torch. So we have the torchlight sorted out for the entirety of the trip down here.
As the light gains purchase, spirits
Let me
are
see.
lifted.
I must see.
Purpose is made
Yes, he has a
clear.
fascination with dead bodies. And this causes him to gain the Bloodthirsty trait. So he's now fascinated with injury, wounds and torture, and corpses. This means he's got 2 things he's going to just investigate regardless of whether or not it's a good idea. And I have no choice in the matter. This is also why I got rid of Kleptomania on Shadowhawk, because he's less likely then to steal the stuff before I can grab it. So, a set of spiders. And the dog is stunned. Or Houndmaster is stunned. Go straight for a Plague Grenade. Actually figured they would like to resist that. But that works out nicely for us. Dazzling Light doing 2 damage, which I believe is lethal for that first one. They don't have all that much health, but they do have some nasty effects. Blight and damage is not a good combination.
Slow death. Unforeseen.
Unless we've got some mass healers, which in fairness we do. And Stress is still at 58. He's holding steady actually, which is what we like. Try to lick wounds just to make sure we're okay for the moment, because everything's kind of dying anyway. Remember, I have this and heal the Blight. And the Bite is dodged.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And we'll use one of the 2 skeleton keys we got. When did we pick up a key? Must have got one in the dungeon, because I'm sure I only picked up one before I went there. Still, 1 room to go. And we find some books. But they're uninteresting, so we'll ignore them. We find some pack, but it's already been looted, so we're going to ignore it. Light up to maximum, and random encounter. So first plan, of course, always try and hurt the things that can shoot everybody and lower dodge rates. Plague Grenade at the back, which is lethal to the backmost one because of all the blight and bleed effects. Just has to have the decency of falling over at some stage. So we'll damage him as much as we can. Didn't quite get the stun, so on with the smiting. And a fair amount of damage taken. This is actually a lot coming into the last room encounter. But given that we do want to kill him, we'll go for another Plague Grenade. And that actually means he is dead as well. More Torchlight, and a stun.
The promise of safety.
Unfortunately, now we're in the front row, all we can really do is blackjack. But stun effects are helpful for just, you know, giving us time to regroup, if nothing else.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
That was probably a silly idea. I should have probably gone for a low-level heal at that point, but only because the battle is basically won here, so. Again, more stun. And a smite for 11. 900, and we get some antitoxin as well. At this stage, any items we can at least sell off at the end, so. And means we got a blight cure if we absolutely need it. And for whatever reason, Zelly can't do it. Actually, is it Zelly? No, it's Dylan at the back, isn't it? I've been saying that all video. I probably have. So, we're now up against pig beasts, and yeah, it is Dylan at the back. And we have a dog. Dog, attack pig beasts. So have a quick check of their overall hit points inside. It's probably a good idea to stun the big guy at this point. Meanwhile, Plague Grenades. Also decided to try and smite him and actually do 14 damage. So he's stunned and nearly out. And on the off chance I can do 4 damage, I decide to go there. Managing yet another stun. What am I debating here? I'm debating marking a target for some reason. Instead, go for more stun effects. Right. So that's accusation going for the kill. Didn't quite manage it. So, because of light stacking, we just want to make sure those two at the back will die soon. And as it turns out, the big guy only did about 3 damage plus bleed. Now, what these guys do is cause stress damage, which is, again, another reason to prevent them from doing things. Levy manages to kill that with a light effect. And Hound Rush for the kill. Victory is ours.
As victories mount,
Quest is complete, and we continue adventuring because I want to see what's on this table. And whether it's a good idea, who knows. But let's go and look over the leftovers. We find more food and 100 gold, which is a small amount of reward at the end of the mission, if nothing else.
experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
That we are. So we gained 3,440 gold on top of the 3,000 gold for the actual mission, and we picked up quite a lot of things as well. 4 portraits, 16 crests, 2 busts, and 2 deeds. And also Shadowhawk now goes up to resolve level 2. Disaster Element gains the Stress Eater, so minus 100% food if stress is above 50, which is helpful, I suppose. Means we're less food eaten is probably helpful. And return to Hamlet. Now, Marichin, on his self-appointed trip to the church, saw unsavory activities and will never pray again. At least until I can cure that condition of him. But he's now at no stress. And at least now we have some cash available to go and put both Kitsuna and Tofu Boy through stress relief. So, next time we will continue playing Darkest Dungeon. I will just leave the video at this stage with me doing whatever it is I'm doing to try and heal people. So, I shall see you next time. Till then.